For me, I was lucky that my company sent me for an opportunity here. I have visited 3 countries. Now in Australia, spent 2 years in Melbourne. There were visa issues and stuff like that. There were opportunities mostly for the professionals.
Is it possible to apply for PR from Australia itself? हेलो ऋतुजा, थैंक यू सो मच। आप मेरे यूट्यूब सीरीज में ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं एंड आई नो यू पर्सनली। हमारी काफी सालों की फ्रेंडशिप है। मुझे आपके बारे में थोड़ी बहुत चीजें पता है, पर हमारे व्यूअर्स को पता नहीं है। तो क्यों ना हम आपके जर्नी के बारे में बात करते हैं। हाउ डिड यू लैंड इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया?
Sure. First of all, I'm really thankful that you gave me this opportunity. I am Rutuja Dose, originally from Pune, Maharashtra, India. I'm a working professional, have experience of more than 10 plus years in the field of software engineering. I'm married now, have 3-year-old kid. I have visited 3 countries for my work purpose. I was in UK for almost 1 year. I was in California, Bay Area, in USA. Now in Australia since 2 plus years. Spent 2 years in Melbourne and just recently moved to Sydney. How I landed in Australia, that was a difficult journey for me. I was always looking for opportunities to go again on a long term on site. And there were visa issues and stuff like that. And always in the companies, we have these things. Next number is yours, next number is yours. But yeah. And finally, when I got my visa, I was 8 months pregnant then. I couldn't travel that time. Then the next opportunity came to me when my daughter was 9.5 months. You have to take a course. I had visa, but my dependent did not had visa that time. So I took a tough decision to travel alone. And because of this visa conditions, so it took 5.5 months for her to, come to me. So that was a tough period for me. Yeah.
It's very difficult. Yeah. You have been through all these different things in your life, leaving your child behind, and then you are still, courageous enough to explore different opportunities. And that too, traveling by yourself and settling there. It's a challenge in itself. But I really like the way, you described your journey. It's really amazing. And it's inspiring to other women as well who have their families and they're still, professional working in IT, especially. We know how it works. But yeah, I mean, you have got different exposure, I would say, working in 3 different countries. How difficult it is to find a job?
For me, I was lucky that my company sent me for an opportunity here. But yeah, my husband, he was trying to find a job here. It took a while for him to find a right opportunity due to Corona. Thankfully, as people are not traveling from India, so there were opportunities mostly for the professionals.
So, Rituja, tell me about the sponsorship. So how difficult it is for someone to find a visa sponsor, especially in Australia? Is it really a hassle, or do you think it's easy to find a sponsor and then you can continue to work in Australia?
At the moment, in this Corona situation, basically, whoever is within Australia, for them, I mean, who is on work visa, for them to find another employer who can sponsor them visa is really very easy at the moment. There are 2 types: primary applicant, the other one is dependent. So those who are dependent, they already have work rights. They can easily get job anywhere without any work limitation. But those who are primary applicants, they need the sponsorship. Without that, they cannot switch the jobs.
Is it possible to apply for PR from Australia itself? How long is the wait time? Or if you can directly apply from India and then come on PR? How difficult the process is, and is it possible to do so?
So now it totally depends on the occupation which you are in. Australia is looking for medical professionals, maybe doctors or nurses. They are invited from all over the world. People on 100 points are also waiting. There are people on 105 points who are accountants who are also waiting for an invite since a long time. Then it varies like in which region you are, Melbourne or Victoria state. It's more difficult than comparatively it is with any other state. But the opportunities are more in Sydney and Melbourne.
So tell us more about the point system. I know PR in Australia is point based. So what contribute towards your points, like education, age, or how do you calculate that?
You have to give either IELTS or PT and score higher points to get 20 points. Usually, people in Australia prefer to give PT exam. I have also opted for both IELTS and PT. People do find PT easy because it is computer-based exam. Yeah. Other points are out of your age. Till 33 age, maximum points you get, then the points reduce. If you are working in the same field where you educated from, like in my case, I have ENTC as graduation and I'm working in software engineering, there is a difference. So they cut 4 years of experience from your overall experience. If you're from computer science background, they will cut only 2 years of experience because you are
Insane.
because your education is from India. You have graduated here in Australia, then you will get additional points for that. Work experience in Australia matters. 1 year experience get 5 points, 3 years get 10 points. So likewise, the experience points increases. And I think the main points are about education. That is 15 points we get for graduation, but there are no extra points for post graduation here, like post graduation out of Australia.
So how often they draw lotteries for PR and all?
In last 1 year, there was no such pattern. But before that, every month on 11th, they used to send invites for 189 visa at least. But since last 1 year, there is no pattern at all. Sometimes in a month, they send twice for state visas. There are two categories, 190 and 189. So 190 is for a different state. So particular state will decide who is working in their state. They will invite those people only. 189 is a category based for complete Australia. So you can be invited from anywhere and there is no condition that you should be working in that particular state. You can work anywhere or just stay in Australia. Last year, 189 is completely not functional or there is no pattern, or even if the people have received invites, it's once in a quarter.
Thanks
and that too medical. That is a direct entry permanent residency, so that is going a lot nowadays because companies are directly sponsoring so that they can retain their employees. Yeah,
once you get PR, so your entire family will also get PR, your spouse, your kids, your parents.
You have to apply like that. Yeah, so it depends on how many family members you have, so that PR fees is accordingly. But yeah, once one person get, in my case, I have to apply points for my husband also because he's same qualification as mine, so I am getting additional points for that. So if your dependent is not working in the same field or not working in the skilled occupation, then there is a disadvantage of 5 points. Yeah.
If you want to sponsor your parents, is that possible?
At least 1 or 2 years before, the case was that whoever is 60 plus age, they get comparatively, sooner the permanent residency. So parents are usually above that age, and it's not that difficult to bring them. Yeah, it's still better, I must say, than any other country. I know, maybe. Yeah.
So I know there are certain restrictions when it comes to, green card holder in US, and now you are applying for citizenship and all, and there is like a certain duration where you have to be a legal permanent resident. Do you have similar rules in Australia?
Yeah, 4 years minimum criteria is there. Then only you can apply for citizenship on permanent residence. You were there on the work visa, but for 1 year now you have PR and still you are eligible for citizenship, like that. So overall 4 years in Australia is the requirement.
I see. So they count your education duration also. They count your Australian experience also. And then you can immediately apply for a PR and then you can apply for citizenship. There is no gap as such.
And 4 years plus 1 year of PR. So if you have been here 4 years for work visa, then that will obviously not be considered. So after that, 1 more year for PR is the requirement. Yeah.
I see. So at least for a year, you have to be on PR. Then you can apply for citizenship if you have already stayed here for 4 or more years on another visa, you can say. So ऋतुजा, हमें ये बताइए कि आप यूके में रही हैं, आप यूएस में रही हैं, अभी आप ऑस्ट्रेलिया में हैं, कैसा एक्सपीरियंस है? Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Sure. I would like to. Actually, when I was in UK, I was working in Swindon. So Swindon is a kind of suburb place. So I stayed there just 10 minutes away from the office. So daily walks to office and 8 hours of work, and everything was so like There was actual work-life balance here. So I will never forget my experience in UK because it was long-term. I mean, 1 year is a time to be cherished, basically. Work culture, work environment, the countryside. I mean, I loved everything of it, and I explored many places there. Just the difference which I sometimes feel that it's better in Melbourne here is in UK, 3 months when winters are there, at 3 o'clock you will see the darkness and you can't go anywhere. I literally spent those 3 months just watching, Netflix or Friends and completing those series. But in Australia, it's at least better in that sense. Till 5:30 we have sunlight, so still better. Not that colder comparatively. So for as we live in India and we are not used to that much of cold, so for us, I think weather-wise, Australia is best. To be honest, like UK was my first love. So yeah.
You moved to Australia through a company, right? So what happened after you landed at the airport? Accommodation ka kya scene tha? Tell us more about that.
That time was so difficult for me. I was living my 9.5-year-old and I got only 10 days to prepare for this. Accommodation they were going to give for 1 week, but I heard from my colleagues that it's difficult to manage to find a rented apartment in that 1 week's time, and then you have to take your luggages from here and there and keep on shifting. So I thought I just don't want to go in that situation. And from day one, I had some place for me to stay. There were two more people from Bangalore basically for same project who were traveling, and I somehow got to have their contact and all. So from airport to my place, three were in cabs. So that was not that much a problem. But then I remember for one whole day, even when I purchased the SIM card, it was not working due to some reason. So one whole day I was without getting in touch with my family. First day was really not that a great experience, but yeah.
So ऋतुजा, मुझे ये बताइए कि कॉस्ट ऑफ लिविंग कितना है ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, वो भी सिडनी जैसे जगह पे. अब सिडनी तो वर्ल्ड फेमस सिटी है, तो न्यूयॉर्क की तरह आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग कि बहुत ज्यादा कॉस्टली होगा, वहां पे रेंट ज्यादा होगा, वहां पे लाइक ग्रोसरीज एंड ऑल. सो टेल अस मोर अबाउट इट.
In Melbourne, you can easily afford a house in city, 1 BHK apartment or 2 BHK apartment, but it is affordable. In Sydney, it's too expensive, and we are used to big houses in India, so you will not be that happy to be in a small area. People say Sydney is like Mumbai and Melbourne is like Pune. So weather-wise also it's like that, yeah. As I was living in city, my rent was around $415 per week, which comes about $2,000 per month. Groceries and then car more $500. I mean the luxury part, like going here and there, because for travel I was not spending anything. As I said, it was free travel in the zone. But if you are going out of to see some places or scenic areas, then $500 more. So if you are having a kind of salary between 60K to 70K per year, then it's a comfortable life. If you have more salary and two salaries, then it is very luxurious life here. Yeah.
What are the best websites that you would recommend for any newbie who is landing in Australia or searching for jobs?
As a quality consultant, I'm working. So to basically look into this field, LinkedIn is the best, Indeed. So this two I've come across, and there are opportunities for us, but obviously those who are here in Australia. So for now, in this occupation, onshore people are more preferred. Yeah.
I see. तो अभी आपको मेरा लास्ट क्वेश्चन है, अगर एज अ टूरिस्ट मुझे वहां पे आना है, तो कौन कौन सी बेस्ट सिटीज है यू वुड रेकमेंड टू टूरिस्ट, दे शुड गो एंड मस्ट सी?
ऑस्ट्रेलिया फेमस फॉर बीचेस, सो यहाँ पे तो कहीं पे भी जाओ, यू विल गेट nice beach, and the more calmer it is, the more you will enjoy. So when I was in Melbourne, there are places like Brighton Beach, then St Kilda Beach, so they are really very famous. Then we have a city, Mornington Peninsula, then we have Ballarat. So these are really famous tourist locations there. And in Sydney also there are quite few spots, but yeah, I will not speak more because I'm yet to visit. So yeah.
Thank you so much for your time and giving this information to our audience. I am sure they will definitely learn a lot out of our conversation. So thank you again.
Yeah, and thanks to you also for giving me this opportunity to speak here. And this is definitely a platform wherein I can reach many people. I do get questions often like, how is Australia? Are there any opportunities to speak about it and to reach more people possible? It's really a great experience. And thank you for the giving me that opportunity.
कहाँ थे हम, स्पॉन्सरशिप के ऊपर थे.
हाँ, नाइस एक्सपीरियंस एक्चुअली. ऐसे लग रहा है जैसे पता नहीं इंटरव्यू हो रहा है.
You have jet lag also on top of it. So it's like icing on the cake.
Whenever somebody comes to any different country, basically 1 month or two goes in comparing the cost with Indian rupees. So that is true story for everybody.